right, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of Living with Sunshine. And today, our very first project of 2022 is going to be one that's near and dear to my heart. So tell them, Lennox, what are we doing today?
So my mom found someone on Facebook
Facebook Marketplace.
who had cabinets because they were redoing their kitchen.
Yes. So over here, we have new to us upper kitchen cabinets. So I've been wanting to replace the cabinets in my house since I laid eyes on the kitchen. As you can see, there's not that many of them. They're old and dated, and the door doesn't close all the way. They're still dark inside. They've seen much, much better days. So last week on Facebook Marketplace, I saw someone who was giving away cabinets for free. So all of the cabinets we got are free to replace 1-to-1 every cabinet in my kitchen, plus an extra cabinet that'll go above the refrigerator, and an extra, this one will be replaced by 2 different sized ones, and then an open cabinet where we could put a plant or something. So today we're gonna start by trying to get this one off of the wall and of course stuff taken out. See if I can install it by myself, or see if I have to call in Papa Jack to come over and help us. So hang out with us as we start our kitchen renovation.
Bye! Hold on, one more thing to say. So, if y'all haven't noticed, there are so many cabinets over here. Like, I can't even count them all.
There's a lot. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cabinets, and they're the 42-inch cabinets. So say goodbye to that gap between the cabinet and the ceiling. The cabinets are going to be to the ceiling and still come down to the same level. So looking forward to that. So you all can come along as we change these cabinets out. Silly. So in this video, Lennox helps me take down all the glasses and plates out of the cabinet. And it's so interesting. We saw so many different glasses that I didn't know we even still had in there. Found a couple water bottles that had been lost. And, being able to see this is what it was before. And it takes me back to the day I bought the house and thinking, oh my gosh, look at how dark these cabinets are. What am I going to do with it? All right, y'all. So as you just saw, you can open the cabinet doors, Lennox, show them. We cleaned out everything off the counter that was right there and got everything that was in this cabinet out. And so now we're going to take this cabinet off the wall. I've got my drill. We're going to take the doors off first just to make it easier to get the box down. And then I have some crowbars just in case we need to have a little extra shimmying off the wall.
And then there will be one episode where we will paint the cabinet.
Yes, so high five. Thank you for bringing that back up. So even though we just showed you what the color of those cabinets are, that is not going to be the color that these cabinets will be when they're done. I'm thinking about Sherwin-Williams Repose Gray, or maybe Agreeable Gray, but we're going to be doing tuxedo cabinets. So we're going to do a white, light gray, creamy color probably up top, and then we're going to reface these bottom ones and do like in the navy or naval gray with Sherwin-Williams.
Mom, maybe say you were doing dark purple.
Yes. So watch us take this next step.
And there's actually like a screw right here.
Yeah, we're not going to take the knobs off. So this was actually really fun getting those doors down. That last door got stuck, so I just had to yank it off, and the hinge stayed on the corner. And you'll see towards the end of this video, the cabinet actually just falls. And I was like, whoo, caught me out by surprise.
So y'all, big relief that...
Reveal or relief?
Reveal.
Reveal. Yes, the cabinet is down.
I'm doing the cabinets are down dance.
Hey. So, high five. All right, I just realized I left the screws to put the next cabinet in the truck. So I've got to go outside and get those cabinet screws. And then the first cabinet that's going up here is actually all the way over there in the corner. So I've got to pull that out, and I've already disinfected and cleaned them. And like you all saw me do with my laundry room cabinets, I'm going to put a piece of wood on the wall to help hold the cabinets up. And I know exactly where the studs are already because these cabinets were put into the studs. So I have some guidelines for where they're at, but I'm still gonna break out my trusty stud finders. And if we get just this side of the wall done today, that is awesome. What'd you say, baby?
Can you show them what color that is?
The wall is like this old beige color. I'm not even gonna worry about scrubbing the wall because I don't want to do that. But yeah, the walls are gonna, the kitchen's gonna be painted a different color too once the cabinets are up and primed.
I think we should do the if we have the maybe we should do the if we have the cabinets gray, we should do like a purple.
We'll see. All right, give me a sec. I'll be right back. So previously I had watched a YouTube video when I was installing my laundry room cabinets about putting this little cleat on the wall to help hold up some of the weight of the cabinet. And so I definitely had a really good time making sure it was level, making sure I marked on the piece of wood where the studs were on the wall so that I would know exactly where to hang up the cabinet. So that was very helpful. And like I said, this replacing that one cabinet was going to be replaced with two plus an additional open one. This one was a little bit more difficult. It had that random extra piece on the bottom that they must have been using as a mail slot or something. So getting this one up there, and I realized that the walls weren't a perfect 90 degrees. So there was a little gap, as you can see, on the right-hand side of the cabinet. And I left a little bit of space at the top of the cabinets because I'm going to do some type of molding around the top. But these cabinets weren't that hard to install by themselves. Additionally, getting this small shelf up there was really nice. It was a nice little addition just to have something open. So probably we'll put a nice little plant up there. And right now, our Echo Show is sitting up there as we listen to music while we're in the kitchen. All right, as you can see, I've gotten this side of the wall cabinets up. They go all the way to the ceiling. I am gonna caulk, or what YouTube said, get something to fill that little space up there in the top, and get a little something, that little filler piece for this side, because though as this wall isn't a complete 90 degree, no, it's 90 degrees? Yeah, 90 degree angle. It's not a complete 90 degree angle. So I'm gonna have to fill this little piece up here by the wall before I stain them or prime them and then paint them. I'm really excited about how they look. I've got to get the shelves in on this cabinet. I did get them in the studs, but because these were new to me cabinets, there were some extra holes in the back from where they were installed in the previous homeowner's house. So I went ahead and just screwed those into the wall too, just because I don't want to see the holes. I could have spackled over it, but we'll see how I feel about it. But yeah, just gotta get the shelves up. And I'm not actually going to put the doors on just because it just doesn't make sense for me to put the doors up to take them back down for when I'm going to paint and spray them. So we're going to live with this open look for a while until I look at my schedule and figure out what am I going to prime and paint these cabinets. So this was just part one. As I showed you earlier in the video, I have this whole other wall over here. I need to watch some more YouTube videos just because this is where my vent hood is at, and I want to, instead of, oh, you're trying to say hi? Just say hi.
Hi.
But over here is my vent hood, and instead of putting the vent hood back up, I actually want to have an above the range microwave.
I'm your height.
Yes, you're my height on there, on the ladder. So this was part one. Thanks for hanging out with us. We're gonna disinfect again now that my hands are all dusty and everything. Take that extra wood piece out and put the dishes back in the cabinet for now, because I'm not gonna leave them out on the cabinet. So thank you all for being a part of part one of our kitchen cabinet makeover.
Bye.
Bye.
Maybe next time we'll have a part sink.
We will get a new sink eventually. Thanks, y'all. Bye. All right, y'all, we're back for day 2 of this cabinet demo slash install. So yesterday I did the cabinets on this wall. I didn't record myself, but last night I did another round of crutter degreaser on the cabinets again, just to clean it and get all the grease off of it. And then I also put the contact paper back in there and put all the dishes back up in the cabinets, because as you can see, I don't have much counter space. I have this little bit right here, that corner, and then the part that's below the cabinets I just installed, and then this sort of like breakfast island counter. But I have to get everything that's in these cabinets out, and so it's just easier to put this stuff back in, so I'd have more cabinet space to put this stuff on the cabinet while we take these down. Now, we're going to take these cabinets down. They're gonna look slightly different. We're gonna have a corner cabinet right here, which I'm really excited about, being able to have more space to put stuff in. And eventually I'm gonna do some molding and the priming and painting. That won't be a part of this video. Also, I am getting an above the range microwave. I just got my electrician quote last night. So now I just have to find a microwave that's in stock, that's not $600, because I don't need a $700 or $600 microwave. For that, all of that price, I'll just use my stove. So one of the things you also will see, I'll have to take some stuff down off of the refrigerator as well, because you see I don't have cabinets up there. But with this wonderful Facebook Marketplace free find, I will have enough cabinets to have a cabinet up there for extra storage, because that's one of the things I've talked about in this house, is that I don't have as many closets as my previous house and previous places that I lived before. So being able to take these cabinets all the way to the ceiling and have extra storage, even if we don't access that stuff daily, is going to be amazing. So I'm really excited to do this part of the install. You will see a cameo from Papa Jack later today, masked up. And part of the reason is because I cannot for the life of me figure out how to get the shelves out of this corner cabinet. And this cabinet is heavy by itself. And then to add the counter shelves in there makes it even heavier. So let's get started on day 2. Hey, boo.
You didn't even get to say hey.
Well, come say hey.
You talked so long.
Well, come say hey.
Hi, everyone. It is about...
Yes, what time is it?
It's 8:02 in the morning.
It's 8:02 on this Monday. Can you get my watch too? Are you gonna help me take the stuff out like you did yesterday?
Maybe.
Thank
I only
you.
help with the screws.
No, help me take the food and stuff out. Boop, boop, boop. All right, y'all, come in.
I have a stretch today.
Yeah,
so.
she's got to stretch. We'll see y'all in a little bit. So this part was fun. We saw so many different things of food that we didn't even realize was still in the cabinet. Pulled out 12 different individual things of Easy Mac for Linux, and I told her she cannot complain that she doesn't have any snacks whatsoever after school anymore, after seeing all those Easy Macs. But it also showed me how we just didn't have function in that cabinet that's going to be replaced by the corner cabinet, because there's food and clear bowls in there. So I'm looking forward to having shelves of just containers. All right, y'all, as you can see, we've now cleared off the top of the refrigerator, cleared out all the cabinets. It took about 19 minutes, because I know Linux told you it was 8:02 when we ended our last video. It's 8:21. Yeah. So we're gonna sit here. I'm gonna see how many of these cabinets I can get down myself before my dad gets here. Gonna have to use my gonna use my razor to cut the caulk between each cabinet, because I don't want to take it down as one big unit, because of course it's just me here by myself today, for right now, until my dad gets here. So let's see if these come down just as easily as the cabinet did yesterday.
And you know the little razor that mommy has? It actually is like a laser. It tells you if it's straight.
Well, that's not a laser. I'm talking about a razor to cut stuff, not a laser. But good rhyming words. High five. All right, y'all. Wish us luck. So I started by taking the doors off of the cabinets, which were relatively easier than the last cabinet by itself. Some of them didn't even actually have screws in all the way, which was interesting, how they were hanging up and not, falling to the side like I thought they would be. And then we did take a little bit of break for Lennox to get breakfast. I scored the lines and the seams between the paint. And then for some reason, when I tried to take this cabinet off the wall, it was trying to come down as a unit. So I waited until my dad got there. And we started by taking the range hood down. And as you can see, at first I turned the electricity off just to the kitchen. Then I went ahead and just turned the power off to the entire house just because we didn't know what we were going to find behind the range hood. And so I had to disconnect the wires that were in the cabinet. They weren't plugged into the wall, but they were connected through the bottom of the cabinet into this metal housing. And so my dad and I took that down first just to make sure we had open space to take down the rest of the cabinets. And then one by one, we started taking each cabinet down. And I learned at this point that some cabinets were connected to each other by screws in the inside. And as you can see, that same paint color is there on the walls. These cabinets were not as heavy as the last cabinet. And then what you'll see right here is we got the cleat up on the wall. We found where the stud is on the back of the wall, but we spent a good bit of time trying to figure out where the stud is right there next to the window. And you'll see we figured out where that was. I had to take the blinds out of the window just so that they weren't in the way. And then we had to remove some of the trim because the cabinet was like a 1/4 of an inch too big to fit with the trim in place. So we cut that down, and then we were able to get the corner cabinet up there because that was my favorite cabinet. So there was no way that this cabinet was not going up there. And then once we found the studs inside, I used my laser level to make sure that where we put the screw in above, higher was also in the stud. So we did that for all of the cabinets and got them up on the wall. I forgot to record us getting the cabinet up above the stove, but same process happened. Then we had to put the cleat back up there, but for some reason that cleat kept moving. I must not have gotten it in the wall where it needs to be, but we didn't take the shelves out of that cabinet, so you can see we had to take it down, and my dad had to hold it up because it was heavier. But all in all, this process didn't take that long. It was just that corner cabinet that took forever. All right, y'all, this was a great project today. As you can see, I've put most of my food items back in the cabinets. You saw those cabinets the other day. My house still looks a hot mess in the kitchen. Got to get those dishes cleaned up. But so thankful to my dad for helping out with this project today. Still have to get some molding to go up the top. Gonna sand and prime them and paint them. I'll tell you a color in the future video. And you did see one thing. I had to take Lennox is outside, jumped on a trampoline. I did have to take this trim off right here at the window because the cabinet was like a 1/4 inch over the trim. So I will have to go to Home Depot and Lowe's to get a new piece of trim and use my jigsaw to fit that around. All in all, really excited to be able to be done with this part of the project. And now still have to scrub the doors down, sand, paint and prime them. But that probably won't happen until maybe later this week or next week, just because we have to see how the temperature is going to be, because I definitely don't have the space in my house to spray them with my paint sprayer. So they're definitely going to have to be done outside and have enough time to dry before bringing them in the house. So again, thank you all for keeping up with another episode of Living with Sunshine, and I will see you next time for hopefully part 2 of the kitchen cabinet makeover. Bye.